Hello students. Now we are going to discuss first year syllabus for first sem. The first lesson, The Eyes Are Not Here, written by Ruskin Bond. The author name is Ruskin Bond. Okay. He was born in 1934 in Kasali, Himachal Pradesh. And he grew up in Jamnanagar, Dehradun and Shimla. And his career was about 40 years, and he has written 100 short stories, essays, novels, and so many and more than 30 books for children. And he had a collection of short stories, The Night Train at Dioli, Time Stops at Shamili, and Our Trees Still Grow in Tehra. And his first novel, The Room on the Roof, received John Llewellyn's Memorial Prize in 1957 when he was only 17 years. So, at the age of 17 years only, he got John Llewellyn Prize Memorial Prize in 1957 for his first novel, The Room on the Roof. And he was also awarded Sahitya Akademi Award for English Writing in India in 1992 for Our Trees Still Grow in Dehra. Okay, this is about the author introduction of Ruskin Bond, and the title The Eyes Are Not Here is also called as The Girl on the Train and The Eyes Have It. Okay. Now, coming to the lesson. This story is about the two co-passengers in a train who are both blind. Okay, the two co-passengers are both blind, but they do not realize the other is. Here the narrator of the story learns that his co-passenger was blind only after she had got off the train. Okay. Now, so here the narrator was already in the train. Now a girl got up in the train where her parents dropped her, giving some instructions not to speak to the strangers. After that, the train pulled out of the station. Here the narrator was blind at the time, and he was unable to look the girl because he was blind, but he knew that she wore slippers. How? Because of the sound that slapped against her heels. And he says that he liked the sound of her voice and even the sound of her slippers. Okay. Now, after some time, he asked her where she was going. She said that she was getting down at Saharanpur where her aunt is meeting her. Okay. And after some time, she asked, where are you going? Then he says, to Dehra and then to Mussoorie. And now that girl says, how lucky you are. I wish I were going to Mussoorie. I love the hills, especially in October. So here, see, the girl says that she loves Mussoorie, and especially in October, the environment of Mussoorie will be very beautiful. So she says that she loves the hills. And he says that, yes, this is the best time, and I was recollecting my memories. At that time, the hills are covered with dahlias. The sun will be looking so delicious, and he says about what he was going to do. He discusses about what he was going to do after going to Mussoorie. Okay. So, after some time she was silent, and he thinks that she was silent means if my words had touched her, and whether she was feeling that I am a romantic fool. Okay. No. So they were talking like that, and she says, why don't you look out of the window? but she doesn't know that he was blind, and he also doesn't know that she was blind. Okay, and when she says that, why don't you look out of the window, he says that that the window was open, I faced it, means the narrator faced it, making a pretense means looking at the outside of outside of the train. He was looking. Here he was hearing the panting of the engine, rumble of the wheels, all, and the telegraph poles moving, flashing by. Okay, like that he was saying, as he was really seeing, he was imagining, and he was saying that all he was seeing. Okay, and she asks, do you see any animals? Okay, do you see any animals? Okay, and he says that hardly any animals left in forest near Dehra. Now after some time he turned from the window and faced the girl and sat in silence for some time, and he says that you have an interesting face. Okay, he says that you have an interesting face, and why he says? Because he thinks that some girls will resist flattery. Do you know flattery means what? False praise. Okay, flattery means what? False praise. And she laughed due to for that compliment. You have an interesting face. She laughed pleasantly, a clear and ringing laugh. And it's nice to be told I have an interesting face. She says that thank you for saying that I have an interesting face, but I am tired of people telling me I have a pretty face. So she says that, so not only you are the one person that said like that, but so many said to me that I have an interesting face. Okay, well, interesting face can also be pretty. And she says that you are a very gallant young man. Okay, gallant young man means what? Politely attentive. Now after some time they are discussing like that about the environment outside the track, like that they were talking, and after some time they made me try to laugh for her, and the thought of laughter only made me feel troubled and lonely. So he says that we will soon be at your station, he said. He means who here? Narrator. Narrator said that we will be soon at your station. Okay, now it's a short journey. No, it was a very short journey, and like that after some time the engine came to stop, and the engine's whistle shrieked, and engine's whistle shrieked. Shrieked means what? At the time of the time of the train to stop, the sound of the engine will be in a different way, and the wheels changes their sound and the rhythm. At that time the girl got up and began to collect her things. Okay, the girl got up and began to collect her luggage, and this here the narrator was thinking that whether she wore her hair loosely or in a bun, or it was plaited, or it was loose over her shoulders, or it was cut very short. He was thinking in such a way that how the girl put her hair. Okay, now he was thinking more about the girl. He was thinking more about the girl only. Now the train drew slowly into the station. How can the blind that person can knew that the train was slowly into the station? Because there will be shouting of porters, vendors, and so many outside members will be talking, no? So he can listen the voice of their sound, and he says that the station is arrived. And at the time he heard a sound of high pitched female voice near the carriage door. Whom you think she was? She was that girl's aunt. Okay, starting she said, no, my aunt will, I am going to Saharanpur to meet my aunt. That aunt was that high pitched female voice woman. Okay, and she was standing near the carriage door, because that girl was blind. But that girl was blind was not known to the narrator. Okay, now the girl said goodbye to him, At that time, she was very close to him. Means that girl was very close to him. How can he say that the girl was very close? Because the perfume from her hair, from her hair was tantalizing. How that narrator said that the girl was very close to him? Because the perfume from her hair was tantalizing him. Here, what is the meaning of tantalizing? Tempting. So, due to the smell of her perfume of her hair, he was tempted so much and he wanted to raise his hand and wanted to touch her hair. But she moved away and only the perfume still lingered. Okay, still lingered means what? Stay on. See, when whatever the perfume or something, after the person or the thing will gone, no, at that time also the smell will linger there. Linger means what here? Stay on. Stays like that only for some time. Bad smell or good smell, whatever it is, sometime if the person goes from there, means went from there also, the smell remains there for some time. Okay. Now, after some time, the girl get down from the train and a new man entered into the compartment by banged the door and he means here the narrator returned to his berth. Again the god blew his whistle and here the narrator and that other new person moved off. Okay, and here again this narrator wanted to play a game to a new fellow traveler. Okay, so here what was the intent of the narrator? He does not wanted to know to others that he was blind. He was just what he was doing? He was just maintaining that he was not blind and just he was carrying like that and he was talking with like that he has eyes. Okay, so like this they are traveling and so many things happening outside the window and it is and he thought that it is a fascinating game and that the person who entered the new person entered the compartment, no, he says that you must be disappointed. Means he was saying to the narrator that you were disappointed. He said, I am sorry, I am not attractive as a traveling companion as the one who just left. So what he was saying, I am not attractive as the companion who travelled just before me, means about the girl he was saying to the narrator. Now the narrator says that she was an interesting girl. He says that she was an interesting girl. Can you tell? And he asks that new person, can you tell me, did she keep her hair long or short? Okay, he asks about the hair, that girl's hair. How did she kept, whether it was plaited or or it was short or it was hug loose over shoulders, like that he was asking. So now the new person says that I don't remember, just I noticed her eyes, not her hair. I don't remember because I mainly seen only her eyes and not her hair. Why? Because he only seen her eyes? Because she had beautiful eyes. Why? Because she had beautiful eyes but they were of no use to her. So now the new person said that I did not concentrate on her hair, just I concentrated on her eyes only because her eyes were very beautiful but they were no use to her. Because she was completely blind. Okay, now the girl was blind was revealed by the new traveler who just entered the train. Now the narrator knows that the girl was also blind up to now who traveled with him. Okay, who traveled with him. Up to now the girl traveled with the narrator, but the narrator came to know that she was also blind. So here we feel sorry but here the narrator felt sorry for what he did with her and also for her blindness. So this is a deeply touching story about the two co-passengers in a train who are both blind and do not realize that the other is. Okay, now this is the long answer, means first lesson long answer, and it is the summary also.